Data is the oil of the current times, we could say. As I said, we are working particularly with developing countries. Here we often face a dilemma in that sense that there is not enough data there. But on the other hand, we can also see that even in developing countries, we find a lot of data from the private sector. We need more data. Data is essential to make better policy decisions. So in particular, if we want to reach the poor people, if we want to reach out to people who have nothing to eat or who have not access to water, we need to know where they are. So we need data to be able to establish policies that would reach these people. So as I said, there is a dilemma. On the one hand, we miss data, but on the other hand, we also find in developing countries a lot of data. Data revolution means to bring the right data in the right format to the right people at the right time. That is our PARIS21 slogan. It means, to be more precise and to go more into detail, it means to, first of all, to produce more and better data. In the sense that we lack in developing countries data. We lack in particular timely data. Often we only have data on certain issues. Let's say in the Philippines we have a tsunami. Often we need timely data on where people are, where the tsunami hit it most, how can we best organize our efforts to our relief efforts. So we need timely data, and the data revolution through technology innovations like mobile phones, like the use of tweets, like the use of big data, can be an essential tool in making this happen. But data revolution also means changes of institutions. We also need to change statistical offices, we need to change planning ministries to be able to use all that data that is out there. So data revolution means, on the one hand, institutional change, but also technology change. The biggest challenge will be to manage certain trade-offs between, on the one hand, the privacy of individuum and the right of people to have to be protected, that you can save your own data and not everybody has access to data, so that you will be able to, that people can spy you out. But on the other hand, the need for more open data. So there will be some sort of a trade-off that we need to manage. And the challenge will be, how can we organize a discussion in society about these trade-offs? Each society might have a different view on where to put the cursor in terms of privacy and in terms of open access. So that's one trade-off. That's one challenge. The other big challenge is, how can we use these opportunities of technology innovation? We already see today that mobile phones are used for data collection. This is a great thing. Big data, tweets, and others as well. But the challenge will be that institutions need to change. Statistical offices would need to talk to private sector people to discuss under which conditions they can use their data. And the private sector people has to find business model that they can use and give this data away for a certain amount of money. So the challenge will be to organize this dialogue between private sector, between NGOs, and between statistical offices. The biggest impact, I would say, for the effective use of data is to hold government people to account. I think what we need to see is that data will be used by all of us, not only by the community like we are here in Cartagena, but also by, let me say, the mother who sends, or the father who sends their kids to school. In many developing countries, for instance, the challenge is with schooling is that there are enough schools, possibly enough teachers, but the quality of teaching is not good. So what about having the children being able to give or to vote on, even to make aware that the teacher hasn't shown up? In many countries, in developing countries, the teacher is just not there. So if you would have a tracking tool that would at least show on a regular basis if the teacher is there, that would be helpful. The same for hospitalization and going to the hospital. In many developing countries, in Africa and others, I've seen it myself. The issue is that you have to pay under the table. So you are free, you are exempted from paying for health service, but nevertheless you have to pay. Wouldn't it be nice to hold these people to account and to do this via a data module? So I think the the opportunities here are great, but we just need also to train people to be aware of these opportunities and make them comfortable to use data in this field. This is a fantastic festival, let's be very clear. I think it's one of the unique festivals that I've been attending in all of my professional career. Why is it so different? Because first of all, I think it wasn't organized by any established institution. It isn't an event of the OECD, nor the World Bank, nor the UN. It is an event organized by institutions like Overseas Development Institute, PARIS21, Data Pop Alliance, and many others who voluntarily got together. And because they felt there is a need, they were able to, on a voluntary basis, to put their heads together, to put a little bit of money together, and to advance an agenda. Nobody else was telling them necessarily. There is not a sort of established track. So we are really breaking ground here. And you see, I mean, this fantastic environment that helps that people are at ease, people are discussing on equal levels, and we can bring in people from very different constituencies. We have people from the private sector, from civil society organizations, from the statistical community, from advocates. So I think this is a fantastic opportunity, this is a fantastic event, and I'm very proud to be here.